Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most explosive developments in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The Crimean Bridge, also known as the Kerch Strait Bridge, has reportedly been struck again in a bold and dramatic attack. Yes, you heard that right. Boom! Ukraine blows up the Crimean Bridge again, and Russia is in absolute shock. This latest incident is sending shockwaves across the region, and the consequences could be far-reaching. Not just militarily, but politically and symbolically as well. For those who may not be familiar, the Crimean Bridge is a massive infrastructure project that connects mainland Russia to the Crimean Peninsula, which Russia annexed from Ukraine in 2014. The bridge is not only a critical supply route for Russian military operations in southern Ukraine, but it also represents a symbol of Russian authority and control over Crimea. When the bridge was first opened in 2018, it was hailed by the Kremlin as a triumph, a physical link tying Crimea permanently to Russia. So any damage to this structure isn't just a tactical blow, it's a direct hit to Russia's pride and propaganda. This latest attack marks the second major strike on the bridge since the war escalated. You may recall that in October 2022, Ukraine orchestrated a powerful explosion on the bridge, causing significant damage and capturing international headlines. At that time, Russia responded with massive retaliation, targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure. But now it's happened again. According to multiple reports and sources on the ground, the bridge has sustained substantial damage following what's believed to be a coordinated Ukrainian operation, involving sea drones or other advanced unmanned technology. Eyewitnesses and satellite images show a section of the bridge collapsed or heavily damaged, with smoke billowing into the sky. Russian authorities were quick to confirm that an incident had occurred, but they were slow to release full details, which only fueled speculation and panic. Footage posted on social media appears to show a huge explosion in the early hours of the morning, followed by emergency services rushing to the scene. Rail and road traffic was immediately suspended, stranding both civilians and military transport. This disruption has once again exposed how vulnerable Russia's supply lines are in occupied territories Ukraine hasn't officially claimed responsibility, at least not directly, but sources within the Ukrainian Defense Ministry have hinted that it was a strategic operation aimed at cutting off Russia's logistics network and sending a message ahead of the coming winter phase of the war. Analysts believe this was not just an act of sabotage, but part of a broader campaign to isolate Crimea, disrupt Russian troop movement, and weaken the occupation's sustainability. The timing is no coincidence. With Ukrainian forces pushing hard in the south and on the eastern front, disabling the Crimean Bridge is a move to stretch Russian supply chains thin and lower their morale. On the Russian side, the response has been intense. Kremlin officials have condemned the attack as terrorism and vowed a harsh response. Some military analysts inside Russia are even calling for escalated strikes against Ukrainian cities in retaliation. There's also growing criticism within Russia itself, especially among nationalist commentators who are questioning how such a vital and heavily guarded structure could be hit again. This speaks volumes about internal tensions in the Russian leadership and the growing frustration about vulnerabilities that just keep getting exposed. This incident has also stirred conversations in the international community. NATO allies are closely watching the situation, and while most Western countries continue to support Ukraine's right to defend itself and reclaim its territory, the potential for escalation remains high. Attacking a strategic target like the Crimean Bridge, while militarily justifiable from Ukraine's perspective, also risks provoking broader conflict, especially if Russia decides to retaliate in unpredictable ways. From a strategic standpoint, this strike on the bridge is a major success for Ukraine. Not only does it delay or disrupt the movement of weapons, fuel, and troops into southern Ukraine and Crimea, but it also undermines Russia's image of control and dominance. The bridge was supposed to be unbreakable, fortified, protected, monitored constantly, and yet it was hit again. This will have a psychological impact on Russian forces and citizens alike, especially those who believed the Kremlin's narrative that Russia had firm control over Crimea and the surrounding areas. What makes this development even more significant is how it showcases Ukraine's evolving capabilities. If this attack was indeed carried out using naval drones, as some sources suggest, it proves that Ukraine's military has become increasingly sophisticated and innovative. These drones are small, fast, difficult to detect, and capable of delivering precise blows. This shows a shift in modern warfare, where smaller, more agile tech can bring down billion-dollar infrastructure. And that's exactly what we're witnessing here. In terms of the future, the Crimean Bridge may not be out of commission forever, but repairing the damage will take time, resources, and a major logistical effort. More importantly, Russia now has to deal with the knowledge that the bridge can be hit again and again, which changes the strategic landscape entirely. Every military operation relying on that bridge now has to account for the risk of another sudden strike. So what happens next? Will Russia respond with further escalation? Will Ukraine continue targeting key infrastructure? And what will this mean for the balance of power as winter approaches? Those are questions we'll be following closely in the coming days and weeks. That's it for today's video. If you found this breakdown informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next update. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Ukraine will strike again? Or will Russia finally learn how to protect its critical infrastructure? Stay tuned for more real-time updates and analysis right here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.